Hi guys, you're watching Newer Fashion channel. You are welcome to my channel.
In today's video,
Please do well to watch this video to the end.
A basic block bodice. Basic block bodice. Follow me as we go to the pattern. Straight through. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out 2-inch guideline.
From the top of the paper, we measure 2-inch guideline and square across the line. From the top line, you measure your waist measurement. My waist measurement is 18, so from that top line, from the guideline, measure the 18 downwards. The next step is to measure the back top line. So from the waistline, you measure your full back length upward, and full back length is 17, and square out a line. The next thing I'm going to do now is to get the neckline, to establish the back neckline. And to establish the back neckline, I'm going to take the center back length measurement, which is 15.5 from the waistline upward, and square out 3 to 4 inch guideline. You can see as I'm doing it. So now the next step is to mark out the bust line. To mark out the bust line, you divide the center back measurement by 2, then you subtract 1 inch from it, and you measure from the waistline upward. After that, you measure your front bust line, and to establish the front bust line, you mark the difference between the full front length and the center back length. The difference between mine is 3. I'll square out a line from the bust line upward. Next step now is to establish the across chest measurement, and the across chest, to get that, I'm going to measure 2-inch standard from the front bust line upward and square out a line, label it across chest. The next step now is to mark out the across back line, and to get that, we'll measure the midpoint between the neckline and the bust line. Then from there, we'll square out the line, label it across back line. I had to remeasure to be sure that it is at the midpoint that I want to square out. The next step we are to do now is to mark out the hip line, and to get that hip line, we'll measure the hip level from the waist line, and the hip level is from the waist to the fullest part of the hip. That is how you get the hip level. So in this one we're doing, the hip level measurement is 9, so you measure and square across. The next step now is to mark the shoulder line and the neck point, the shoulder point. So for the front and the back panel, for the front panel, we're going to measure half of the front shoulder measurement, and for the back pattern, you measure half of the back shoulder measurement. Here how it goes. After measuring, you square down about 3 to 4 inch guideline as the shoulder guideline, and you label it accordingly. This will help you to get exact measurement for the armhole. And as you're measuring the shoulder line, you still measure the neck width. The neck width amount we'll be using for this body is 3 inches front and back. So this is the back panel now. Measure 3 inches for the neck as the neck width, and you measure the shoulder line also. measure guidelines, 3 to 4 inch guidelines. The next step now is to get the shoulder point, and to establish the shoulder point, from the waistline you measure the front shoulder slope towards the shoulder guideline and mark out the point. The same thing to the back panel, you measure the back shoulder slope from the waistline to the shoulder guideline to get the shoulder point. The next step now is to connect from the neck point to the shoulder point. And to get connect that, you can also use the shoulder length, that is from the neck line, the neck point along that neckline towards the shoulder point at the armhole level. That is how you take the measurement of the body. In this measurement, we're using 5.5 for this pattern, 5.5, which is the shoulder length from the neck point, the neck width point to the shoulder point at the armhole area. In this case, I'm just going to draw my neck guideline so that the curve will not be looking funny. The basic neck will not be looking funny. So that is the essence of having a neckline, a neck guideline. The next step is to mark out half of the across back measurement, 1/4 of the across bust measurement, 1/4 of the waist measurement, and 1/4 of the hip measurement, and connect all the points together. Just follow the way I'm doing it. Do likewise to the front pattern. The 1/2 of the across chest measurement, 1/4, that is 1/4 of the bust measurement, 1/4 of the waist measurement, and 1/4 of the hip measurement. After doing that, you connect all those points together. Then next thing you to do with the armhole curve, you connect from the shoulder point to the across back point to the underarm point. The underarm point is the point at the front bust line or the bust line for the back panel, while for the front panel is the front bust line. That is where the point is, that is where the underarm point. So you connect those three lines together with the underarm, with the armhole curve. While for the back panel, you use the multipurpose ruler to connect those points together, because the multipurpose ruler curve is longer, so it can reach the 3 points better than the armhole curve. But to get the curve for the front, you use the armhole curve. I'm also going to draw out the neck, all my neck curves, front and back panel. Draw the neck out. The next thing to do now is to insert that, and to insert that, I'm going to use the half of the bust span. Half of my bust span is 8. It is 4. The bust span is 8, so half is 4. So measure 4 inches from the center front panel to at the front bust line, at the waistline, and at the hip line. Same thing with the back panel. You measure the half of bust span from the center back towards the inner part of the panel. Measure 4 inches. So after measuring those points out, those 4 inches out, you just connect with a straight ruler, that is the dart line. And I'm going to get the dart amount, and to get the dart amount, you measure from the actual waist point to the side seam guideline. The number of inches you have there, you divide it into 3. Place 2 at each of the darts and 1 at the side of the panel, just to cover up the dart amount that have been removed from the clothes. So for the front panel, we're going to measure the bust depth from the top guideline, and the bust depth in this pattern we're drafting is 12 inches. We're going to measure to and mark out, that is where the dart leg is going to start from, to the waist, and from the waist to half of the hip level. While for the back panel, we're going to just measure from the bust line at the back to the waist, and from the waist we connect to 1/4 of the hip level. To insert the side bust dart, what do? Subtract the center front measurements, center front length measurement from the full front length measurement, and for this pattern we're drafting is 2.5. that is the difference between the full front length measurement and the center front length measurement. So we measure that from the underarm point. We take the 2 inches from the underarm point downwards, then we'll connect to 1 inch away from the bust point. You can see that in the video. So this is it about bodies. What I'm going to do now, I can see that it's not clear, so I'm going to use a marker to just trace out all the lines so that it will make it visible to all viewers. So you can see that what is in the video right now. I've used marker to trace out all the lines. So this is our basic bodies. If this video has been helpful to you, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new to this channel, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for watching to this very moment. You mean so much to us, and watch out for the next video. Thank you.